we have turned this COVID pandemic into a cash cow. Within the sub-region, there is no country that charges $150 per an antigen test, not a PCR test. You understand? If you go to countries like, Togo, Burkina Faso, Togo is charging $50. Burkina Faso is charging $50. So why are we charging $150 from, people, non-citizens of Ghana? You understand? There's one very important question that we must all ask ourselves. You know that before you arrive in Ghana, you have to get a negative PCR test.
Okay.
So if somebody has a negative PCR test, why should he take an antigen test to verify a PCR test? So you ask yourself, was this carefully cooked for somebody just to make money out of it? And remember the procurement of this health care services at the airport. The frontier issue. It's a whole make-here situation. So we are of the view that the issue of testing at the port, especially frontier healthcare, must be completely scrapped. I think it has outlived its usefulness.
So we should stop the testing at the Kotoka International Airport. Is that what you're saying?
If you check the data, from 2020 to 2022, and this is science backed by the data, the positivity rate from the Kotoka International Airport is 0.9%. The positivity rate. In fact,
so people go through a thorough test
before they get here.
Before they get to the country.
Because without the negative PCR test, no airline will carry you.
Right.
You understand? And even this 0.9, I am yet to see the positivity rate for the last 6 months, which would, for me, I'm clearly convinced that it will be insignificant. This 0.9 is even as a result of the fact that we got to the peak around 2020. I'm telling you the figures from 2020 to 2022. It's about the region of 2 years. And it's 0.9 if you check. So why are we still keeping this there? What we should be doing as a country is to insist on vaccination. That if you are not vaccinated, you will not be allowed entry into this country. Okay? Because what is the motivation for somebody to vaccinate in the first place? Whether or not you are vaccinated, you get here and you go through an antigen test. So what is the motivation? So let's insist on vaccination. As I sit here, I do not even know the number of people realistically that have been vaccinated as a country. The issues of vaccines are a whole long story. You understand? The powers that be are not transparent with regards to COVID issues. So everybody is sitting on the tenterhooks. And so people keep complaining about the frustrations they go through because other countries are not like that. If you go to even Uganda is charging $30 US dollars. So for me, we need a whole review. Even if you go to the land borders, as though we don't think through our policies. So with
the testing, because people are very interested in that, especially our brothers and sisters who are outside the country, how soon should we scrap the testing at Kotoka International Airport?
Okay, so it should be immediate. That is, you see. Okay, so let me qualify it. Now, if you come in and you have not been vaccinated, you can be tested. And for me, that should even be a PCR test, not an antigen test. We can have an arrangement for it. Even at the airport, there are some labs and what have you. So that should be immediate. There are these two schools of thought. One, let's keep the testing at the port. Let's reduce the price drastically. That is one so that in any attempt to get a new variant, we can arrest it and then deal with it. And you see, there's another leg of it, what we call the sequencing. No matter the number of testing you do, if you don't sequence, when there's a new variant in the system, you can't detect it. And we hardly, as a country, even invest in sequencing. If you ask the labs, government is not investing in sequencing. The entire money that has been invested in COVID is for chop chop. They can't even account for it.